Hey, Matt, I'll get started. Good to see you. Promising, I guess, to have Jeremy back, and then wondered how you felt Christian responded from yesterday's work.
Yeah, I mean, Christian looked good today. He looked fresh and fast, and so I think he recovered well from yesterday. Jeremy, it's a day-by-day thing. Like a lot of guys, just seeing how his body responds. But it was good to have him back out there as well.
All right. You guys have any more questions for Coach?
Matt, are you at a place where you can say you expect Christian to play this week?
I wouldn't say that yet. I don't want to, put the cart before the horse. I just, I'm hopeful. I'd love to get him out there. I think, obviously he'll help us.
Let's go to David Newton and then Mike Slarte.
I guess I'll phrase Joe's question another way. Is it fair to say without a setback, the next few days you expect Christian to play?
That's good. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, if we played right now, I feel like he'd be able to play. So I'm just, it's just one of those deals where like I don't want to, get too far ahead of ourselves. Like we're just trying to take him day by day and make sure that, we had a good workout yesterday. He handled it well. We had a good workout today. We practiced well and hard, and so we'll see where he's at tomorrow. So day by day, but at the same time, things are trending and moving in the right direction. He's getting better and better. So it's just a matter of, like you said, just, no setback.
Matt, I've got a couple for you. Following up on Christian, if you were to play this week, is there a deadline that he'd have to meet or a deadline for you guys to make the decision for him to be plugged in?
Yeah, I believe, for a player to be activated, it's Saturday by 4. So if he's activated, it has to be Saturday by 4.
Okay. And then the follow-up, Etor activated or designated for return. His 21-day clock begins. Was he on the field today? How does he look to you in talking to him? And I mean, it may be too early for him for this week, but how is his progress?
Yeah, we practiced him, just like Christian last week. I'm hopeful that, maybe he can go this week. There's so many things that have to happen, for a guy to be able to go. He has to respond to the movement and all that. And the first time actually practicing. But yeah, he was out there at practice and he practiced and looked good. So, we'd love to have him. Just kind of waiting to see, where exactly he's at.
Let's go to Skylar Callahan and then Phil Orban.
Hey, Matt, I know you've had some inconsistencies up front on the offensive line and some different personnel groupings, but one mainstay has been Taylor Moton, and he seems to be playing extremely well this year. What do you think about him through the first 8 games and how important he is for this team moving forward, not only this year, but maybe beyond?
Yeah, I mean, I'll obviously only speak about, where he's at right now in this week. I mean, he's done a good job this year. He's had some really, really dominant moments, I feel like. I know he has been, isolated in pass protections. He's been good in the run game. He's a solid guy that comes to work every day with a great attitude. And, I see him as someone that, for us to go out there to Kansas City with the rushers that they have, he has to play extremely well. And I think he, like all of us, is coming off of last week, wants to play really well. And, I expect him to. I expect him to continue to grow and play his best game. He's now had 8 games, under Pat's style of offensive line play, and I think he's getting better and better at mastering the techniques that we're asking him to do.
Hey, Matt, understanding that Mike Davis came in and played well in Christian's absence, did you see Joe Brady? How did you see Joe Brady be adaptable when he lost Christian, and did that impress you in any way in terms of the things that he had to do without losing Christian so early in the season?
No, I mean, I think, Joe's just kind of run the offense. Mike's a versatile guy. I don't think we changed very much. I think the credit really goes to Mike. I mean, I think he's stepped in, and the thing about what Mike Davis has done is he's made big plays in key moments. And, to me, that's what it takes. You need the guys, your skill players who touch the ball. You need them to make, key plays in big moments. And you never know when that's coming. So you just have to do your job and play really hard and make the plays you're supposed to make. And all of a sudden, one of those plays becomes the key play. And I think Mike's done a really good job of that.
Let's go to Vashti Hurt and then Josh Klein.
Hi, Coach. Hope things are going well. I asked Coach Snow earlier today about Travis Kelce. That's the first part, and the type of matchup problems or challenges he presents for your defense, and also going up against such a potent offense. Do you see this as kind of a barometer for your young defense as far as to where they're at as far as their level?
Well, and so you just for me, Kelsey's a fantastic player. I mean, he's a wide out and a tight end, and they align him so often as a single receiver to one side, and he's able to win down the field. He's able to win underneath, and so to me, you have to have a plan for him that goes outside of just, hey, everyone just playing the normal defense. You have to have a specific plan for him. And they're as good an offense as there is at getting into the end zone. You look at their yards, you look at their completions, all those different things. They're in many ways, a lot of statistics are very similar to us, but they get into the end zone, and that's what we haven't done at the level we need to, and that's what they have done. And so I think for us on defense, I'm not ever going to really judge ourselves based upon other people. For me, it's just a great opportunity for us to go play a great offense and for us to go try to play our best game and continue to make it about us, to continue to try to improve. We're obviously excited to have Rhule back. We're hopeful that we'll have Kerr, out there. And I think those are, two big guys coming back into the lineup. And, we'll need them. We'll need everybody to go play, our best game versus a great offense.
Hey, Matt, what do you need to see from Greg Little to see him move to that next level where maybe you feel more comfortable with him out there?
I just think, last week he struggled in pass protection one-on-one at times. In other games he hasn't. But a lot, in fairness to everyone, I think a lot of guys struggled last week. And so, last week was a step back for us in terms of protecting the quarterback. And so now we need to make a step forward. And so that's not just Greg, that's everybody. But to me, it's just, Greg getting out there, trusting his technique, and getting the job done when he's one-on-one and getting it done by trusting himself, trusting his technique. And I'd say that's true and the same for a lot of the guys.
Just a follow-up, how much of playing offensive line, maybe not particularly left tackle or Greg specifically, but how much of playing offensive line is that mental game of just trusting yourself?
I'd say it's similar to all of football to me is that, but there are some positions where if you make a mistake, everyone sees it. If you make a mistake as a receiver, you drop a pass, you kind of clap your hands and go back. You run the wrong route, no one notices it. When you make a mistake as a corner, when you make a mistake as a safety, when you make a mistake as a quarterback to a degree, and when you make a mistake as an offensive lineman, everyone knows it. The same could be said for the kicker. And so those positions, I think, it requires the mindset of the man in the arena. Like, you have to stand out there and not worry what people say and just go do your job and trust yourself and trust the guys around you. You'll hear me, when you hear me talk about getting more and more comfortable in the system, it's really, where's my help and how can I rely? Because offensive line should not be five guys working independently. It should be five guys working as one. And then you add in the quarterback and you add in the tailbacks. And then you add in and when I say quarterback, I'm talking about his movements and his rhythms and his snap count. And you learn to have five not only work as one, but work as like one and a half. You start to really play well together, and so that takes time, and that takes that takes confidence. But yeah, I think it's a mental game. But specifically those positions I talked about, when you make a mistake, everyone sees it. It takes a special guy to step into those positions.
Next question, we'll go to Elena Getzenberg, followed by Joe Person.
A couple of questions, but just quick to follow up on what Josh was asking. If Russell is unavailable due to this calf Sunday, do you envision it being a rotation with Greg and Trent, or do you, is Greg the starter there? Or how would you envision that?
Well, I mean, I'm hopeful that Russell's going to play. Now in terms of at practice, when Russell hasn't practiced, we've practiced Greg there, we've practiced Trent there, and we've practiced Dennis Daly there, who I thought had a lot of great reps last year at left tackle. So we have enough guys who can go in and play tackle and play left tackle, to be successful. But obviously we always want our starters. They've earned that job. We want them to be out there. So hopefully Russell can go. If he can't, any one of those three guys to me has put good tape on tape.
And then I think I've asked you about this before, but Marquise Haynes, he had 3 sacks this season. He's someone we kind of don't talk about a lot, but I was wondering how you felt about what he's done this season.
I think he's done a really nice job. I mean, he's got 3 sacks and he's got them in not a ton of plays. He gets a lot of production because he plays with tremendous effort. He's a good pass rusher, and I think he's really improved as a run defender. And I think he's done a really nice job so far this year. And each week we've tried to increase his role, to get him on the field more.
Matt, did you get any word or anyone in the building with the Chiefs kind of having a shutting down their building today? And then secondly, with Teddy, you mentioned this yesterday, getting those scout team reps. Was that something you've done previously with your quarterbacks in college?
That's not from me. In college you have so many players. Most of the time you can have the offense and defense practice separately on separate fields. Like you can have the scout team versus the defense and the scout team versus the offense. Whereas we have to service each other. So that's something that just Teddy likes to do. And that's something when Rhule came in, Rhule would take scout team reps, even at punt, on the punt return team. Some guys just have that mentality that they want to get reps, and we welcome it, and I personally love it. The first part, first I've heard that about Kansas City. I had not heard that till you said that.
They had just one staff member tested positive, so they practiced and then they were meeting virtually.
Gotcha. Yeah, I that's the first I've heard of it. No one said anything to me.
Let's go to Miles Simmons and then Steve Reed.
Matt, when you play an explosive offense like Kansas City, just how much are field goals sort of wins for your defense when you guys can hold them like that?
In any situation, a field goal is a win until the fourth quarter. Field goals are takeaways to us. So, a field goal is always a win. And conversely, on offense, we've got to score more touchdowns. We've kicked too many field goals, it's good, but it's not great. And what we need is great, and we need to limit great for the other team.
All right, Matt, longer question here. So Christian McCaffrey, you said he's trending in the right direction. I'm just curious, if he does play Sunday, would you put him out there and play him like he's full go, like like you did in week 1, or would you kind of limit his reps?
I think that would be have to be dictated to me, and not really dictated to me. We'd have to have a conversation with Christian, with Kevin King, with the doctors, with Kent Johnson, our director of wellness and return to play. In terms of where exactly he is. So just like, hey, when can he come back? When he comes back, how much he can do early on. I think that would be something that I would rely heavily on the medical staff with. And also I want to see Mike Davis continue to play at a high level. So there'll be a football part to that where, hey, we have 2 guys that we know we can win with. But at the same time, I'd have to be a conversation with the medical people.
All right, guys, we have time for one more. So let's go to David Newton before we wrap it up.
Hey, Matt, I wanted to follow up on what Joe was asking about Teddy. Running on the look team. I know that's kind of unusual. What's that say about Teddy that he wants to do that?
That he's a football guy and loves football. And I want to make it clear. I mean, we're talking about like if they have like a series of like 5 plays, he usually takes the first play. We had PJ and Will out there running around, taking reps, scrambling, throwing the ball down the field, all the great things that Mahomes does. But Teddy all year, and again, like Rhule and other guys, they like to take reps. And so Teddy always takes the first rep. I think it sends a great message. And yet again, it sends a great message to the team, Teddy's leadership style is one of, servant leaderhood, where he's always there for everyone else. And so I think just taking a rep is just a very simple, small act that sends a big message of, hey, we're all in this together. I'm here to help as well.
How close has he come to looking like Patrick Mahomes?
What's that? They've all given their best look this week, as they do every week.